Hi guys, happy Saturday. It's April 17th. It's about 8:20 here in Chicagoland, and I'm going to try to get this in before the rest of the household, besides my husband and dog, wake up. Because once my kids wake up, forget it. Even though they're in their 20s, early 20s, they don't seem to have a knack for staying quiet in the morning. Of course, sometimes they don't wake up till noon. So anyway, I'm going to show you in real time how to create the components of this, and we may not show it all because I don't want this video to run forever and ever. But this last Thursday we had a remote, a mini Zoom convention called On Tour for Stampin' Up. And so I think it was like 180 Chicago based, well, considered Chicago based, but we had people Iowa, Wisconsin, Michigan. There was couple from Utah, one from California, and I think there's one international too. So they call it a Chicago-based one, but anyone could really sign up for it. But they have different ones throughout the country, and I think we are like the third or fourth of like 28 of them, I guess. So anyway, I can't show you the swap I did for that. I did a card swap. You know, it was just, you just showed it. And then I also showed this calendar because I love Days to Remember, which is a set you can order starting on May 4th. So I'm going to try to keep this short, so maybe we'll just do one of these to show you. But what it is, and you can make it as many as you want, but it's a two-sided calendar. So I like hanging these up like over the door or on my IKEA shelves that are straight across from where I stamp. So kind of nice to have. Also, these would make cute cards, I think. You know, you could send one to your family saying, you know, here's what's happening in May. Okay. And this is an important date for me. This is when my daughter, my youngest, will graduate from college. So then both kids are out of college, but pretty much stuck in the house because, you know, the job market is fantastic right now, isn't it? Can't wait for this pandemic to be over. So let me go ahead and grab some paper. We're going to use the Days to Remember set. We're also going to be using the color and contour dies. So they are the scalloped contour dies. And so we're going to be using this because this one matches up perfectly with that calendar. And then we're going to use this as a layer. So let me put that over here on my magnetic strip so I don't end up losing those. And I'm going to grab out, just to do the one, I'm going to grab out my 4x12 sheets that I cut. So I'm going to get now it's basic white if you will buy the basic white cardstock, but mine's still Whisper White. I still have some of that left. In fact, I have a lot of it left. And then I'm going to use from the In Colors Pale Papaya and Fresh Freesia. Okay. Also going to be using the Memento stamp pad, as well as, I think I'm going to get Gorgeous Grape. So let me get that from over here. And then my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Okay, so now one thing I learned from On Tour, there was a very nice demonstrator, and I can't remember her name, but I was saying how easy it was to ink up this stamp because the Memento kind of fits in, you know, for 5 of the days, and then you just scoot it over for the 6th. But she was saying that with the stamp pads, you get the full calendar. So, we'll see. We'll do that. Okay, so how about my piercing mat? All right, so this is 26 stamps in it. So you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or you have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, which I haven't done on the calendars, the one I showed you, because then it would actually go off of this die. So you could use a bigger die and it would work. So maybe let's try that this one. Let's try it with the bigger size and not the smaller and see how that turns out. Okay. You're also going to see in there I have Q-tips. very important to have Q-tips on this, and I'll show you why in a second. All right, so let's get this out. Let's take out the calendar set, the days. So let's do that. And then since I'm going to do, let's see, here's the Sunday through Saturday, which is the way I like doing calendars. Now, the one that goes Monday through Sunday, Saturday would be good for like planners. And let me see, I'm going to get one of my bigger blocks from over here to put that on. Okay, so we're going to try this. So I'm going to do the days of the week. Sorry if that's moving. I'm going to do the days of the week. Oh, and I did it upside down. Beautiful. All right, so flip it over. I guess I should look at that before I stamp, huh? And that's the fun of doing unedited videos. It was funny, one of the ladies was talking about how she edits her videos, and I said, oh my gosh, I think half the fun of my videos is that you see all the mistakes I make. All right, so there you go. And as you can see, my my Saturday is a little bit up, but that's because I put it on the block. A lot of times the best way to pick these up is to put these down so they'll lay, you know, the right way, and then to go that way. So that way they're more of a straight across. Okay, so we are going to do, I'm going to show you June, because June has 30 days in it, so you don't want that 31st to show up. And instead of doing it with this, I am going to do it with the Gorgeous Grape. So we see that the 1st starts on Tuesday. So what I'm going to do is here is I'm going to go ahead. Since that's Tuesday, then I know that the 6th is the Sunday. So they said, and I'm going to see if it works. They said that it's the width of the stamp pad. And you know what? Look at that. It is. So if I go straight down, you can see that is the month. So let me go over here. I'm going to stand up, so I hope my head doesn't get too far into it. Oops. And see, I about did it. Take your Q-tip, wipe off that 31st. Because there's not 31 days in June. And there you go. We're going to huff on it a little bit. I'm sorry, exhale. We don't say huff anymore, do we? And then I'm going to go straight down. Hopefully I got enough off of that 31st. And I did. Look how pretty that is. Oh my goodness. Okay. So as you can see, if I use this, it would cut off. Well, maybe it wouldn't. It looks like it might cut off the 30th because your cut line is there and there. So I am going to use the bigger one. And that one I didn't do far enough. So you know what? I'll trim it down so it just has the scalp. It won't have the scallops around it. It'll just have the actual stitching. I'm sorry, I don't know if you see. There's stitching along there. All right. So let me, and I know I probably wasted a lot of paper. So I'm going to go ahead, bring out the baby, the mini, bring out my platform 1 and 2 of the cutters. And see, this way it won't go through. That's why I cut it that way. Ripped it that way so it'll go through this way. Otherwise I can get out my bigger one. But let's just go ahead and do that. And I think I'm going to put the month down there. Alright, this is really turning into a long video. So I'm probably just going to cut this one and then show you, and then we'll show the finished project after a little bit. So there we go. I'm going to do it like that. Sorry, it's hard to do without getting my head in this shot. So I'm going to go a little bit over this way because I'm going to run my June there. Oh, speaking of June, anyone else excited? The Handmaid's Tale is coming to Hulu at the end of the month. Oh, can't wait. All right. So, yes, and it's gonna sound like it's cracking, but it's not. Don't worry. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna close that up. I'll put it up out of the sight. All right. So there you go. And like I said, I'm gonna go ahead, trim off. Let me get out my little baby. Since today's being a baby day, I'm going to line up that. See how those are? I'm lining it up so it's just on the inside of this. But I want to cut it off so it's right on that line. Sorry. Again, so much easier. I can get my head down in there in it, but I'm not going to do that. So then I'm doing it right inside that little line. So I'm lining the stitches up with that line. Okay, so there you have it. And I'm going to have to trim it off a little bit more there. I must not have had it lined up against my line there at the end. Yep, there you go. So then let's go ahead, bring that out like this. Then you're going to go ahead, tape, oh, let's stamp the word June on there first. So let me go back to my set here. Oh, and see how they're doing this now? They don't print on the acetate itself. They print on the back of that, and it is so cool. So if you put them back where they belong, you should see that June should be right there. Oops. Right there. And of course I didn't put them back after I used them last the right way. So there's June. Going to get a smaller block. Just remember, you want to use the smallest block you can for the size of your stamp. That helps you from getting any edges. Not that you get a lot of edges with the photopolymer, but you know, it can happen. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. This is running really, really long. So sorry, people. All right. So then I'm going to put down my June right there. And if you want to, you could put it like that. So then, as you can see, and I'm not going to show it completely because of the length of this video, but then you would take the next size up of those contours. So this one was this size, so then I would go to the next size up, which is this. And again, I could either keep the scallops or I could take them off. You would cut it out, and then that would be the layer for that. And then all you're going to do is you're going to put them on a piece of neutral cardstock. And the big thing is, if you want to punch like little slots there, you can, and you can weave it through that way. I just used glue dots on these. It was much quicker than doing the whole slots. And so then you just go ahead and tape your layer onto that that neutral cardstock and attach them. This is that gorgeous grape ribbon. All right, guys. Sorry we didn't get more of the project shown in full detail, but you know how I gab and go on. So go ahead. Give me a thumbs up if you like this. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. And remember, the new catalog comes out May 4th. So we should put a little heart over that. May 4th. And feel free to drop me a comment whenever you can. I try to get to them. I'm not as good as most people since I work full-time throughout the week. I only get on the weekends to look at comments and to record videos. Thanks, guys. Have a great day and have a great weekend.